Okay, so ready to dive in.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, awesome. Today we're going to be looking at something pretty wild. You know that Delta plane incident at Toronto Pearson?
Yeah, the one that had everybody Googling like crazy, huh?
Exactly. I mean, people were throwing all sorts of search terms out there like Delta plane crash, Toronto plane crash
Oh,
video.
yeah, I saw those. Even looking up specific airlines, right? Endeavor Air, Delta Airlines, all over the place.
And you know, when you see those searches, your mind immediately goes to the worst case scenario. I start thinking, oh man, another crash.
Definitely makes you nervous.
But here's the thing. It didn't actually crash.
Nope, not a crash. Landed upside down, though.
Upside down.
A Delta CRJ 900 upside down on the runway at Toronto Pearson.
And I bet for our aviation folks out there, they probably know. The CRJ 900, that's a pretty common plane. You see them all the time for regional flights.
Yeah, Warcross of the Skies, that one.
But upside down, that's not in the flight manual.
Definitely not a standard maneuver, no. And that's what makes this whole thing so fascinating because, you think about the CRJ 900, how it's designed, weight distribution, the landing gear placement, all that, to land upside down and not just, totally wreck the plane.
It's like how...
It's a real head scratcher, right? Like defies logic almost.
Well, and speaking of head scratchers, we saw a lot of searches for video of Delta plane flipping.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Everybody wants to see it.
Because I'm trying to picture it in my head, and it doesn't compute.
It's hard to visualize, for sure. I mean, even without the video, there are some things we can glean from, the information we have. I noticed you were looking at searches for, like, how many plane crashes in 2025. So clearly we're thinking about the bigger picture here, right? Like, is this part of a trend?
Yeah, exactly. Because when something like this happens, you immediately think, okay, is this becoming a more common thing? What's going on with aviation safety?
Right, exactly. And what's interesting is statistically 2025 has actually been a pretty good year for aviation safety. Relatively speaking, there's actually been a slight decrease in incidents.
Huh. So this Delta incident is kind of like an anomaly then.
Seems that way, yeah. An outlier for sure.
Okay. Well, that's slightly reassuring, I guess. But still, I mean, this specific incident is just so bizarre. And you brought up the search for Deborah Flint earlier. Now she's the head honcho over at the Greater Toronto Airports Authority. So maybe people were looking for official statements from her.
Makes sense, right?
But I was also thinking maybe they're interested in like her expertise.
Oh, interesting.
Like, what kind of safety protocols does Toronto Pearson have in place for something like this? Because, I mean, this is highly unusual.
Yeah, good point. It's not just about statements. It's about, like, what does she know that we don't?
Exactly. And that actually ties in nicely with another search term we saw, Toronto weather.
Ah, yes. The weather. Always a factor, right?
So was this a perfect storm kind of situation?
Well, literally, right.
I mean, because it's mind-boggling. We're looking at what's statistically a pretty safe year for aviation, and then out of nowhere, a plane lands upside down.
Wild, right. And the fact that there were no injuries, it's almost unbelievable.
Yeah, that's the silver lining for sure, but it definitely raises all sorts of questions. Like, is there something specific about the CRJ 900 that we need to look at? Are there changes that need to be made at Pearson? Or was this just, a fluke, a case of incredibly good luck? I mean, what can we even learn from this?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's why incidents like this, even without serious consequences, are so important to study because they really highlight just how many factors are at play when it comes to aviation safety. You've got the technology itself, right? The plane. You've got the human element, the pilots, the crew. And then you've got the wild card, the weather. It's a whole system. And understanding how those things interact is crucial.
A delicate balance for sure. So after digging into all of this, I'm curious, for you, what stands out the most? Is it the mechanics of how that plane landed upside down? Is it the safety protocols at Pearson? Or is it that bigger picture of aviation safety in 2025? What are you walking away from this deep dive thinking about?
That's a good question. I think for me, it really is that balance, that interconnectedness of everything. We can have all the technology in the world, the best training, the most stringent safety protocols, but sometimes things just happen. And those are the moments that really make you think, make you appreciate the complexity of it all, and maybe even make you a little more grateful the next time you step on a plane.
Absolutely. Because even with all our advancements, we're still learning. And incidents like this, as strange as they are, they push us to keep learning and to keep striving for safer skies. So our listeners out there, what about you? What's got you thinking after this deep dive? Let us know. Until next time, thanks for joining us.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.